You're listening to Happy Hour Hustle from the creative geniuses here at 834. We're funny, informative, and we swear. We talk all things marketing, communication, small business, plus we offer up hot takes on our industry and whatever else we feel like talking about. So, grab your drink of choice. It's always 5 o'clock at 8:34. And crank it up. Hey Hustlers, on this episode we're talking to another member of the Women's Entrepreneurial Fellowship. Rebecca Dutcher is the founder and CEO of RED66 Marketing. The red is for her bold hair. The 66 is the jersey number she wore as the first girl to play football at 8 years old. She has over 20 years of B2B marketing experience, built her agency from the ground up starting in 2016, and she nerds out on using content and strategy to actually shorten sales cycles. We talk about business ownership, her experience in the fellowship, and what big things are coming up for her and her company. Rebecca, thank you so much for joining us on Happy Hour Hustle today.
My pleasure. I'm happy to be here.
So we always start the same way because this is Happy Hour Hustle. What is your drink of choice?
My drink of choice is a Cabernet, for sure, red wine.
Any brand? We like the Snoop wine at 8:34. So
I love the Snoop. I also love Josh and Bonanza. So I kind of like all of them.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So we want to get into you and your business. How would you describe your business when someone asks it is what you do?
RED66 is a boutique yet full service marketing agency. We work with clients that are primarily sales driven in the B2B space with little to no marketing in-house. So we are their marketing team to help them align sales and marketing and then all the things that they need to deliver on that strategy.
And what inspired you to start your own thing?
I worked for different agencies for a little over 15 years, 3 different agencies. I had a lot of loyal clients that followed me from the first one and that are still with me today. So 20 years later, I'm still working with some of the same clients. And I was also on the board for Grow, and the CEO then, Bonnie, encouraged me to hang out my own shingle. She said, you're doing a lot for all these other businesses. Why don't you do it for yourself? And we will help you get there. So that was almost 10 years ago now.
And what has been the most energizing, most exciting part of, going out on your own, starting your own thing, and then building it, to where it is now?
I think the most energizing part for me is all the people I get to meet, whether it's, through our team, but all of our clients. And I just love going to different networking events and being a part of different groups. Our agency is a part of a few industry trade associations, and I love going to their conventions and talking to all the different people and nerding out on all kinds of marketing talk.
It is fun getting to do things in different industries, and just I feel like I know such a wide range of things now because of some of the clients I've had in the spaces I'd never thought that I would be.
Yeah, I always joke, and it's even in our job descriptions, that you will learn more about the uniform and linen rental industry than you ever thought possible, because that's one of our niches.
Love that. What would you say is the thing that you've been most proud of at this stage in your business journey?
I am most proud of the team that we've created and the culture that we have. It was years ago, it was always on our vision to be sought after, to work with and for. So I love that we still get, applications when we don't have anything posted. But really the team that we have and the work that they do and the professional development that they invest in, I mean, that's been the most rewarding part, especially over the last year or so for me.
Absolutely. What would you say is the thing that makes RED66 stand out? What is the thing that you really ingrained in the people who work with you and for you to make sure that you differentiate yourself?
We've joked that our vision is clients for life. We use that hashtag properly and proudly. But it's really about thinking like a customer and taking care of the customer. So, whatever it takes, but really we're more persistent and we're passionate about what we're doing. So we want to help them solve problems and bring solutions before they even ask. The biggest thing, I think for us is really just that persistence and passion that the team gives. I always joke that because they'll compare us, customers will compare us and another agency that are in one of the industries and ask what's the biggest differentiator. And I would say like, well, we give a shit, right? Like we don't just send reports. We actually do the work and we meet with you every month and we're able to adjust and pivot based on what's happening in the business. We don't just set it and forget it.
Absolutely. Big deal in our industry of just really
Yes.
making the adjustments. What would you say has been your personal biggest win so far, or your agency's biggest win?
Mhm. It's a hard question.
It's hard to think back on 10 years, I know.
Yeah. Um, it's funny. I feel like every year, we get our shit together a little bit more. I would say it was a couple years ago, we grew 40% year over year, and we were throwing a lot of people at that growth instead of process and clear boundaries. Over the last year and a half, the entire team has worked really hard to have loving fences around clients. Like I said, we like to do whatever it takes within reason, and being fair to the clients. I would say it really strengthened our relationships and respect with clients, but it also empowered our team not to just say, yes, we'll do it. Yes, we'll do it. And then everyone's over capacity, but revenue isn't moving at all. So we finally found a really good balance over the last year and a half. And that took a lot of work in process documentation and project management templates and team training. We invested a ton in team training and client conversations, time tracking, and all that fun stuff.
Oh my gosh, yes, time tracking. It really is. It's such a delicate balance to try to not overserve, but still keep the same spirit of wanting to do everything possible, right?
Right, right. We always err on the side of the client, which I'm sure you totally understand. But it's really, in the last year or so, really seeing the whole team transform, everyone on it. That, things are clear, what we're doing is clear, holding, clients accountable to respond to us in a timely fashion.
Mhm.
All of those things help things move smoother, and it's alleviated a lot of stress from everyone on our team. And that's the most important thing, right? Like they feel like they have to do all these things, but there's no room to, for an increase
Right.
for them. And so it's been kind of a game changer the last year and a half.
That's awesome. What's one thing that you said, and I think, talking about processes, this is probably one of those things, but what is something that's creating momentum for you in your business right now, or like getting you really excited?
One is hiring an operations manager. A few months ago, we didn't have one for a few months, and it was kind of a mess because I was trying to do way too many things. Um, I'm sorry. What was the rest of the question?
Just what's creating momentum for you in your business
Ah,
right now?
yes, momentum. Momentum are the relationships that we have. We were able to, we signed our biggest client ever late last year, and it's from a referral. So it's actually, we've made it an objective this quarter for a lot of our team to get out to different networking events just to build our brand and their own personal, you know, network and brand. But that's really what's creating momentum, the places where we are, where our team is, and just client satisfaction, which refers them, to us. And actually taking our own marketing off my plate and giving it to one of our account team, because it's a lot more consistent. And they're sending me draft blogs and draft emails, and I'm like, holy crap, this is amazing. Um, and then we ramped up. We used to do like a team knowledge share or training once a month. We're doing it every week now.
Mm.
So the whole team continues to learn things about the tools we have and tool improvements. We're digging a lot into AI's impact on SEO and being found in LLMs, as you
Yeah.
can imagine,
Yeah.
but web development. And it's all creating that momentum that the team is just, they're owning it. And you can't beat that feeling
Right.
when everyone's just feeling good and learning and growing and having fun while we're doing it.
100%. What would you say is a skill that you've grown as a business owner over the 10 years you've been doing it?
Patience. Does that count? Delegation is a really hard one. Always taking things on, but um, in our most recent WEF session that we had, with Jennifer Jurgens, it's, being able to delegate, to elevate, and I don't want to be the bottleneck. So it was just this last week, actually, after I got home from our session Wednesday, my son looked awful. He had side pain. He needed to have his appendix out on Thursday.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
that's my whole day. It was, med center, ER, surgery at the hospital. And he
Yeah.
didn't come home till Sunday.
Mm.
Had all these work things, but the team just did it. And that was very freeing and amazing that they can do it, and they don't necessarily need me for any of the day-to-day stuff anymore.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, not about the appendix. I'm glad he's
Right,
okay.
right. But I'm not the bottleneck. Before, it's like I had to review everything, and now,
Right.
just empowering them. Like,
Mhm.
don't send it to me if you don't need it.
You don't need to.
Yeah,
Exactly.
there's other
Exactly.
people. So, yeah.
What would you say is a lesson that you've learned that's made your business stronger? And lessons can come in any form. Maybe it was a person, maybe it was a process or a client or whatever it may be that you're like, lesson learned, but I know I'm better because of it.
Learning to say no
Mhm.
to clients that are not a good fit. And it takes a lot to get into that spot where you can be like, I don't think this is a really good fit, so we're not going to do a proposal. But getting to that spot, and that just happened like in the last 6 months, where we can say, yeah, no, I can feel this is not going to be good. And then, some clients who want to come back but have a very tiny budget, and it's like, we can't. I mean, like, I would love to take your money, but I'm not going to like make an impact that you want for that. So no, I would say learning to say no.
Absolutely. What is the next big milestone or next big goal that you have?
Mm. Well, this fall will be our 10th anniversary, so that's kind of a big deal. The next big milestone and event, we actually have an industry convention in Vegas in March. We're going to roll out the whole last quarter. We were working on the boutique experience and working with us. So that includes like client welcome gifts, and we track a lot of their favorite things. So, birthday cards, anniversary cards, things like that. But rolling that out at that convention, which is a big part of our client list, we're excited for that. And continuing to amp up like our social media capabilities and skill sets. And then, of course, the ongoing AI evolution as far as optimization for clients, and looking at ways we can identify AI agents to make us better at what we do.
Awesome. What has being a part of this year's fellowship, what's the one takeaway you'd say you've had so far from it?
Um, there are a lot of really talented women business owners here in West Michigan. Um, I'm in the industry space and I go to different things in Grand Rapids, but being a part of this fellowship, all the women in the group are incredible. And I learn something new every day, and all the different businesses, but it's still eye-opening that some of the challenges are kind of the same, no matter what industry we're in.
Absolutely. And then I really like asking this one. Is there a recent moment for you in running your business that kind of reminded you why you do it? Or like why you're still doing it after 10 years?
Um, oh yeah, like, we have a new project that was referred to us by someone who actually interviewed that we actually didn't hire. So again, still keeping those really good relationships, but I'm really excited to, meet these new industries and have new opportunities. We're continuing to evolve our service offering to fit them. It never ends, right? You can always do more when it comes to marketing, and it always changes. I've been in marketing for 26 years now. And it's entirely different. So that just keeps me excited and motivated. And I read a ton. My team all the time, you'll see eye rolls, and I'm like, oh, I just read an article on da da da, and they're like, oh, okay, here we go again. But that's how I stay, in front of what's going on.
Absolutely. All right. So if anyone wants to get a hold of you, Red 66, how do they go about doing that?
Our website is red66marketing.com. You can email me, Rebecca, at red66marketing.com. And you can follow us, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. Yeah, all those places.
Perfect. We'll make sure to have all those linked in this episode. Rebecca, thank you so much for taking time.
You're welcome. It's great chatting with you.